All right, let's break down a Premier League clash that has huge implications at both ends of the table. It's Liverpool taking on Burnley at Anfield. Now, on paper, you'd think this is a total mismatch, but there's a really strange pattern this season that suggests we could be in for a big surprise. Let's get into it.
And this right here is the question that makes this match so fascinating. On the surface, it looks like a simple home win for Liverpool. But there's this weird little quirk in their results this season that means an upset is absolutely on the cards. And that's the story we're going to unpack.
So, first, let's just set the stage. The stakes in this game, they could not be higher. For Liverpool, it's all about locking down that top 4 spot. But for Burnley, every single point is absolutely critical in their desperate fight to stay in the Premier League. And wow, this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? You've got Liverpool sitting pretty in 4th place, riding this incredible 11-match unbeaten streak. And on the other side, you have Burnley, way down in 19th, a full 8 points away from safety. It really is the classic David versus Goliath setup. Okay, so let's dig into the specifics of how these teams have been playing lately. Because the difference is just, it's night and day, and it tells you everything you need to know about momentum. 11. Just look at that number. That's what defines Liverpool right now. They're on an absolute tear, unbeaten in their last 11 games in all competitions, and they're coming off a huge 4-1 win over Barnsley in the FA Cup. The confidence at Anfield is just sky high. But hang on, don't go writing Burnley off just yet. Even with their backs against the wall, they've shown some serious fight. Just look at their last match, a gutsy 2-2 draw with Manchester United. That performance showed everyone they have the spirit to scrap for every single point. Now, if you look at the history between these two, well, it's a completely one-sided story. As you can see, Liverpool has won the last 5 straight matches, including a 1-0 win at Burnley's place earlier this season. So history tells us this should be business as usual for the Reds. So with all that dominance, this should be an open and shut case, right? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. This is where we get to the main plot twist, this strange little problem that Liverpool have had at Anfield all season. And here it is. This is the key stat that changes everything. For all their power, for all their incredible form, Liverpool have this bizarre blind spot at home. They have not won a single game against a newly promoted team at Anfield this season. Not one. And to put a number on it, they've played 2 of those games and they've come away with 2 draws. It's a really puzzling statistic, and it gives a team like Burnley a genuine reason to believe they can get something here. It adds this fantastic layer of drama to the whole match. So, how is this actually going to play out on the pitch? Well, this game is shaping up to be a really fascinating chess match. It's a classic clash of styles between the two managers. See, on one side, you have Arne Slot's Liverpool. They're going to come out and try to totally dominate the ball with their high press, trying to win it back deep in Burnley's half. And on the other, you've got Scott Parker's Burnley, who will almost certainly sit back in a very disciplined, deep defensive shape, get a ton of players behind the ball, and then try to sting Liverpool on the counterattack. It's basically aggression versus absorption. And this table gives you the nitty-gritty. For Liverpool, it's clear. Use their fast-paced 4-3-3, get players like Jeremy Frimpong flying down the wings, and try to score early. But look at their weakness. That all-out attack can leave them wide open to counterattacks. And that plays perfectly into Burnley's game plan, right? To soak up all that pressure and then hit those empty spaces. It's a real high-risk, high-reward tactical battle. Okay, so who are the guys that are actually going to be out there trying to pull off these game plans? Let's take a look at the likely starting lineups for both teams. For Liverpool, we're expecting a lineup that is just packed with attacking talent. You've got the captain, Virgil van Dijk, holding down the fort at the back, the creative engine of Alexis Mac Allister and Florian Wirtz pulling the strings in the middle, and then Hugo Ekitike leading the line up front. It's a seriously dangerous team. Now, over to Burnley. It looks like Scott Parker might make a tactical switch and go with a back 3. This 3-4-3 shape is designed specifically to give them extra defensive cover to deal with Liverpool's attack, while still having those wing-backs ready to bomb forward on the counter. Absences could be a huge factor here, too. The biggest one, of course, is for Liverpool. They'll be without their superstar Mohamed Salah, who's away at the Africa Cup of Nations. For Burnley, having to do late fitness checks on key attackers like Lyle Foster could really hurt their chances. Okay, so we've looked at the form, the history, the tactics, the players. When you put it all together, what's the most likely result for this high-stakes battle? The final prediction is a pretty decisive one, a 3-0 win for Liverpool. Yep, despite that fascinating storyline about their struggles at home against promoted sides,
the analysis still points to a comfortable day for the Reds.
And this really sums it all up. Look, Burnley is going to fight like crazy for their survival, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, the massive difference in individual quality, plus that incredible Anfield atmosphere, well, it should just be too much for Burnley to handle.
But of course, that's just the prediction. And the beautiful thing about football is you just never know. So is this the day Liverpool finally breaks that weird Anfield curse? Or is this the perfect storm for Burnley to pull off one of the biggest shocks of the season? We're just going to have to watch to find out.